Women of the internet, do you know how to make a great first impression on a first date? Well, I am going to teach you 4 things you can do to make a knockout impression on your very first date with him. And while this video is mostly for the ladies, I have a feeling a lot of the fellows out there are going to find it interesting and find it agreeable too. Before we continue, I invite you all to subscribe down below. First of all, we need to understand the plight of men these days. Statistically speaking, their profiles only have a 4% chance of being swiped right on. Not really your problem, but it is important for you to understand that it is hard for men these days. It is endlessly frustrating just trying to get a date. Even if they do get a first date, there's a 75% chance they will not get invited back for a second date. And since men are often the ones buying the dinner, paying the bill on the first date, this can quickly lead to some aggravation. I mean, a lot of these men are actually going years without a sustained dating relationship, and they're blowing through not only a lot of money, but a lot of time doing it. If you're an attractive female, there's a good chance you have more than enough options to choose from, but it is the inverse when it comes to men. Men are typically expected to lead and to pay. And there are even a lot of women out there who simply take advantage of this fact just to get free dinners from them with no intention on actually sustaining a relationship. That is a lot of time and money down the drain. Now that you understand that, I'm going to teach you 4 principles that you need to have down pat if you want the guy to feel encouraged and to really notice you to begin with. After all, dating is such a discouraging thing these days for the men and the women. So there are some things that you can do to invite him in. Let's talk about number 1. The first principle is that of investment, meaning that you are not just going into the date to check it out, but you're actually going to give it your very best. You're going to show the guy that you really want to be there. Now, I am all for men paying on the first date. Okay, but if you are to continue a dating relationship with a guy, there's a lot you can do to show him that you're invested in this, that you're not just in it casually, and that you're just going to chuck him out and disregard him by the time you've gone on a couple dates. Remember, men have to put up with a lot of that already. Okay, so for instance, if the guy pays for dinner, offer to buy dessert. It's probably a lot cheaper than the dinner anyway. Great deal for you. Or perhaps offer to get the next date. Or maybe if you've been on a few dates, say 3 or 4, you can let him know, hey, I really appreciate your time and taking me out on all these amazing dates. You know what? I'm going to plan the next one for you. Okay, we're going to do something fun. I'm going to make you a dinner. We'll go to a nice restaurant, whatever you want it to be. Do show that you are invested in this relationship, however long it's been, whether it's 1 date or several dates. Principle number 2 would be the art of flirting, or in the case of women, inviting him in to engage or to flirt with you. Flirting is very, very important. He needs to see that you are fun and playful and that you want to be there with him and that you're enjoying his company beyond the level of friendship. Now, I know what a lot of you women are thinking because I get this all the time from my clients. You don't want to be the one to lead or to engage the flirting. You want him to take the reins. And that's all good and fine. But these days, a lot of men are not sure if it's actually safe to be the one to lead or to engage. Many of them want to, especially the higher quality men's, but they won't. Why not? Because they've been hearing rumors. They've been hearing rumors that women are the ones who take control these days, that they have equal rights and opportunity. Let's go ahead and give them half of the workload after all. Some of them have misinterpreted the Me Too movement, and they actually believe that it is dangerous to engage a girl. Yes, I actually get told that all the time by men. They will not be the first one to flirt because it's too dangerous. They don't want to step on your toes. They don't want to accidentally come off as maybe perceived as harassing. So there's a lot of reason why men are holding back these days. And a big portion of the time, it has to do with the fact that they are concerned for your well-being. Whether that is misguided or not, that's what they're thinking. So let's go ahead and flirt with them a little bit. At least let's invite them in. Now, you don't have to take the lead the whole time here. The idea is to set the invitation, and then that way they will feel safe around you so that they can take the reins from there. Let me give you an example. I once went on a date with a girl who, after meeting me and sitting down for 10 minutes, she admitted, I was so happy to be able to meet you tonight, Eric. I was actually telling a lot of my friends that I was going on a date with a really handsome guy tonight. You can bet that I felt reassured and safe with just a simple compliment like that. Okay, and from there, what does it tell me as a man? She is comfortable with me. Okay, she's happy to be here. I can go ahead and relax a little bit and start to re-engage with her, start to flirt, start to take that initiative back. Another example, I recently went on a date with a wonderful girl who I just met, and while we were waiting for our table, she and I were getting to know one another, and she mentioned to me she had a really exhausting work day. And she said, you know, Eric, I honestly probably could have benefited from a nap before coming to this date. But when she talked about the word nap, she put her head down on my shoulder, just like you do with the nap gesture there. Okay, so a bit of a gesture to follow the expression in the words. Now, if she were uncomfortable with me or not wanting to be there all that much, there's no way this girl's gonna touch me like that. Okay, so to me that says, hey, wow, she's putting her head on my shoulder. She feels safe and comfortable with me. Okay, it is game on. I can flirt now. I can take it from here. That's what I mean by setting up the invitation for flirting. And if you still really don't want to do that, women, well, tough. It's a new day and age. You're going to have to do just a little bit of the legwork. Principle number 3 is that of visualization. What this means is that when you are going on a first date with a guy, you are all in and you are visualizing himself as your future partner. What I don't want you doing, and what unfortunately a lot of women are doing, is they're trying to evaluate, trying to assess, trying to interview to see if he's the right fit. They're holding back until they've gotten to know him a little bit better before showing some foot forward energy and engagement. The main reason why women are holding back is because, well, they don't want to lead them on. You don't want to be too friendly. You don't want to be too engaged. I mean, what if you change your mind after all, or you really just are set on a first date and even early off, you know that there's not going to be a second? To that, I say it is okay to change your mind. It is okay to tell him down the line that, hey, thank you for trying. I feel like we're not the best fit for one another. That is not leading him on as long as you're doing your due diligence in communicating that. But by all means, you should show up on that date ready to explore a partnership, or at least a brand new best friendship. Okay, so put your best energy forward and speak to him like you already know him. Speak to him like you are going to treat him like your future partner. Speak to him as if he is already a best friend, someone you are comfortable with. Okay, visualize yourselves together on the date and what your future could look like. Maybe you talk about how you could go on a trip somewhere together. Principle number 4, be playful. Okay, dates are supposed to be fun, as in emotional. Okay, they're not supposed to be boring. They're not actually about two strangers getting to know each other. They're not about interviews. They should be fun. You should be shooting the breeze and laughing together, sharing some of your funniest stories together. Don't be afraid to flirt. Make some jokes. I once went on a date where a girl told me, "You're very pretty for a boy, Eric." And I thought, that's a little peculiar, but I'll take it. Okay, that's playfulness, saying peculiar things, making jokes, having a little fun, letting loose. Okay, do not hold back. Remember, it's about having fun, be playful. Nobody ever came back from a date saying, boy, I'm sure glad we had that nice, boring, logical conversation where we exchanged facts. It's not how dates work. No, we want emotional energy. People want to have fun, so don't be afraid to play. So remember, when you are going on these first dates, it's about making a solid first impression, and here's 4 principles that you can use to achieve that goal. Let's make men feel invited back into the dating situation. Let's make them feel encouraged to go on dates and to give you their time. After all, a lot of them aren't sure if it's worth it for them anymore. So in summary, invest, flirt, or at least invite to flirt, use visualization, and be playful. This is dating coach Eric Leonard. Once again, please subscribe down below, and I will see all of you next time.